welcome back to Random Across New Horizons. I'm dear darling, as you can see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhollow today, where, you know, if you've been following in the illness saga, this is the only sensible conclusion to the end of the illness saga, where, you know, I tested, and, you know, I did a COVID test yesterday. It's COVID. To the surprise of literally no one. Yes, I don't have COVID because, you know, if you don't know what saga, basically went on holiday, came back, you know, parents started feeling ill, parents got COVID, and then, you know, I got ill, and then for some reason I tested negative on the COVID test, like, multiple times, and I was like, what is going on? And then, you know, I did it last night, very faint line saying, hey, you got COVID, but, oh well. Hello everyone, right now in Fawnhallow at 6:07 PM on Monday, October 3rd, 2022. Hopefully it will clear up soon. Well, at least, even if my coughing doesn't clear up, I want my voice to clear up. Well, one of the reasons I want it is because I want to actually record tomorrow, because, you know, the next episode's going up on Thursday. Hold on, it's got this, which I need to spell it. It's going up on Thursday. I don't have anything pre-recorded. I have not recorded any other episodes because I'm just like, it's a bit difficult to sort of justify it when I'm like having mini coughing fits here and now. So I don't know what's gonna happen with the upcoming uploads. We're just gonna have to see. I think I have like one Steven sausage roll, no, two Steven sausage roll, and maybe one 320 subscribers. I don't know when that happened, but you know, oh yeah, I didn't check the comments last weekend. I was a bit busy being ill, to be fair. So no, I've only got 3 episodes in the backlog. There's two Steven sausage rolls and 1 Cuphead in the backlog, which is tiny. That's the smallest backlog I think I've ever had. Is that true? Okay, obviously not when I first started the channel. I probably had 0. No, actually, that's not even true. So when I first started the channel, I recorded 4 episodes of Bug Fables. But I guess those uploaded, and then I also did not upload new content for like a few months. So I guess the smallest backlog I had is 0. But still, I'm just like, ah. Inevitably, illness and stuff gets in the way of it, so there's not really much I can do about it, to be honest. Actually, there is stuff I can do, because I'm probably okay enough to now actually record some Steven Sausage Roll and Cuphead, so I'll probably be doing one of those today, probably Cuphead, because that's one of the smallest backlog. It's just, Amari's the problem, because Amari requires a lot of reading and a lot of voices, which I can't do any voices right now. Like, can I try and do Cal's? Cal's voice is like this. That's okay. And Amari's voice is like this. That's doable. I mean, this is basically Hero's voice range in the first place. Excuse me. I'm Hero, and I can't remember what Hero says. There's no way I can do Aubrey's. Aubrey's is way too high for me right now. Aubrey. Aubrey. I can't do it. It's the saddest part about, you know, having a sore throat and just losing your voice is you lose out that top register, you know. Sorry, Aubrey. What if I just did Aubrey's voice like this? What if I just like gave Aubrey's voice oh, what's that person called from Pyre, the dog? Not Rookie, but the dog's enemy. Rookie's enemy. Just gave him that. No, hold on, not Rookie's enemy, sorry. I can't remember her name. But the demon's enemy, who also might be a friend / potential lover. Oh, Jadariel's enemy. What's his name? Because his voice was like just down here or something, wasn't it? So, well, I just gave Aubrey that voice for like 2 episodes. I'm not going to do that, probably. Well, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. If it comes to Wednesday and I, you know, still haven't recorded something, and I'll just record it, and Aubrey will just have to not have a special voice, then probably I won't do many voices, but we'll see. But it makes sense, you know? Got the COVID verdict. You know, it's the sort of thing where it happens inevitably. Sorry, I need to cough. It was going to happen eventually, you know. I mean, with a whole pandemic situation affecting most of the world or whatever. The fact that has it been 3 years? Wait, when did the pandemic start? Was it 2019? You can even hear it in my voice whenever I try and go up to like my high squeaky voices. Whenever I try to like vary my tone of voice, I can't do it. Whenever let's try to do it again. Wait, hold on. What if I just bring my voice down? When did the pandemic start again? Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Did it start? It's been too long. I actually kind of forgot. When did pandemic start? It was January 2019, right? No, wait, what? No, 2020. Was it 2020? Oh, it was 2020. Okay, I'm getting confused between 2019 and 2020. I forgot why I was talking about 2020 now. Is it legitimately just gone from my mind? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, sorry. But the pandemic's I mean, it's almost been 3 years, I suppose, since it properly started, I suppose. But you know, since it was much of a problem in the UK, it started becoming much of a problem in the UK around like March, like midway through March, was it? I remember because I visited some friends at university. Literally, like a week or two before the pandemic sort of started. Like, it's amazing, like how naive I suppose you can be. Like, this is the first time we're actually going to properly talk about pandemic. Now it's actually affecting me. Wow, you know, classic. But like, I remember seeing it on the news. You know, the first like outbreak of like COVID in you know Wuhan, I suppose, and then like looking at it and being like, you know, hearing it being covered on the news, and it was just, you know, it wasn't that big a thing. It was just like, oh, it's like a spreading virus. I remember talking to my family about it. I was like, I don't think we need to be worried about this sort of thing until it starts going overseas. And it was like, oh, cases have appeared in Italy. And then I sort of narrowed my eyes, went, okay, that's a problem. this could be a problem. And then it was like cases in UK, and I was like, okay, this is not good. This is not good. And you might be like, wow, you just like Nostradamus? Are you like psychic? You predicted a pandemic? No, not really. I'm just like perhaps a little bit more. I'd say higher on the paranoia scale than the average person. So, you know, when that started happening, and especially when it comes with like illnesses and that sort of thing, I was like, oh. But now I suppose, you know, most people have sort of like gotten used to it. You know, it's just sort of like how life is now, you know. Hopefully you've had your vaccinations. If you haven't, please go get vaccinated. If you literally can't, if you like medically can't, then fair enough. But if you can and you otherwise are able to, please go get vaccinated. Because the only reason that the COVID I have right now, it not being even worse, is the fact that I even have vaccinations and 2 booster shots as well. You know, I don't know what booster shots like your country might be on right now, or how it's going for you. I mean, you might not even have access, in which case I apologise. And you know, that's certainly the UK privilege I'm spouting here. I forgot what I was going to say, but yeah, I don't know. It's just weird because it's been out for so long, and then, you know, especially when it first started, to be like, oh, you know, none of my friends had it. You know, I basically stayed indoors for like 3 months or something. Okay, not quite indoors. Like, you know, sometimes I went on walks and things like that, but like basically I didn't go out that much at all. And then, you know, even like after a year, it was only 2 of my friends had it, and they were ones who were still in like university or something. And then like you know, like another year on later, or like another half a year on later, still only a few more of my friends started to get it. But of course everyone had been vaccinated and double, triple boosted. I think we're meant to get another booster, and, you know, is lined up at some point. It's sort of like, well, you know, I'm kind of surprised it hasn't happened to me yet, especially because I'm not sure if I mentioned this before. I had like quite a few close calls, I think, with yeah, the biggest one being when I visited one of my friends from uni. Like, I ended up like China with that sort of thing, and she felt like really ill towards the end of the day, and then, you know, it turns out she messaged me later being like, I got COVID, and I was like, whoa, okay, we just spent like the entire day together in like really close proximity and everything. That seems bad, and I just didn't catch it somehow. Just who knows how. I assume maybe the variant she got, I was just, I don't know, vaccinated, boosted against, so I was just like completely fine, and I didn't really know. And then it happened again when, you know, extended family came around, and, you know, we had a meal in a nice restaurant. I sat next to someone who eventually got COVID, and then it was like, oh, that sounds bad, and then I didn't get COVID, and then, you know, finally it's happened. So really, it was only a matter of time, you know. I think it's been so long that, like, I you know, normally I would be not stressed necessarily, but, you know, a little bit anxious about this sort of thing, you know. Well, actually, I'm not sure, because I never felt that anxious actually about COVID. It was sort of just being like, certainly in the early days before vaccination coming out, I was like, this seems bad. Let's, like, you know, obviously do my best not to catch it, you know, and vigilantly stuck to the rules of a pandemic and that sort of thing. But I forgot what I was going to say. But, you know, I suppose as years go on, you know, you get the vaccinations, you get the boosters, and you get sort of just accustomed to it. And, you know, especially in my case, you know, hearing like my friends got it, just being like, yeah, it kind of sucks, but, you know, it's not. It's definitely one of the, like, the worst, like, illnesses I had or something, but, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world, especially, you know, with vaccinations and stuff, or helping. I suppose that sort of like eases the pain a little bit. So you know, I don't know. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna say. I'm not like go out there get COVID. That's obviously don't do that. You know, still do your best. You know, it's I think it's certainly ambitious, at least, you know, from what I can see in the UK, depending, you know, at least in London or that sort of thing, to be like, hey, you know, socially distance. It's like nigh impossible right now in London. There's too many people, and you know, the world's basically shifted back to being like, okay, you know, the pandemic's not happening anymore. Just, you know, plug your ears and just, you know, if you get sick, so be it. It's basically impossible. I mean, you still wear a mask, I suppose, on public transport if you can, and that sort of thing. Sometimes I just, you know, I don't or I forget, but I try to when I remember. All that sort of thing, but you can tell people are much more lackadaisical about it nowadays, which I don't know if that's necessarily good or bad, because, I mean, I suppose if we still like were quite hyper vigilant about it, it'd very much feel like we're sort of like apocalypse, when it, you know, zombie apocalypse sort of style, where you had to still keep, you know, distance, all these like rules to prevent the illness from spreading. But I don't know, I guess people are just sort of like life just sort of adapted kind of to it. I'm not going to say it fully adapted to it, because if it fully adapted, I think a lot more people would still just like be very comfortable at home or whatever, because, so it's not fully adapted, because, you know, I suppose part of the economy, you know, even revolves around people, you know, being out and about, that sort of thing. You know, if people want out and about, you know, the entire restaurant industry is going to be like, well, that seems like a bad time for them. But yeah, basically the long and short of what I was going to say, it was like, it felt like it was certainly going to be inevitable for me, but, you know, not delusions are grandeur necessarily, but there was a thought that crossed my mind, being like, maybe I'm just like immune to it or something, when it, you know, the third close encounter of a third kind happened, and I was just like, I still haven't somehow got it, but no, I do have somehow got it. I have looked, well, I think I looked it up. I'm not sure if I read it and understood it properly, but, you know, a fainter line on the test, the boldness of a line is proportional to the amount of like antigens you have in your body relating to the virus or something like that. So I think the reason that I display it took so long for me to actually get a positive reading is one, apparently there is some sort of variant which actually takes a longer time to display, but also my body was just doing a pretty good job, you know, my immune system at fighting off the virus for as long as it can. So when I finally tested positive, you know, only a very small amount of it was enough there to sort of like lit the indicator. And you might be like, oh man, are you like acting as if you weren't infected with COVID this entire time? No, you know, as soon as, you know, I heard my family got COVID, I basically acted as if I had COVID, and then when I got ill, you know, I continued to still act as if I had COVID, and then now I have COVID. I guess I am living as if I have COVID. No, I have COVID, I suppose, is the logical conclusion for that. So, you know, so be it. I mean, I feel like we're certainly past the stage where, you know, and you know, especially towards the start of the pandemic, I didn't really bring it up all that much, because I wanted it to, because especially during that time, it felt like very dark times for people, right? I didn't really want to bring it up, because it's like, it's meant to be escapism right now, you know, listening to me talk about whatever have you, you know, and I sort of, I don't really cover like news topics and that sort of thing, anything like particularly like controversial or saddening, etc., because, you know, it doesn't really feel like it's appropriate for these sort of conversations, right? This is sort of just like you're having like nice tea with a stranger, I suppose. That's what these Animal Crossing episodes are meant to be like. So, you know, discussing a pandemic, you know, the birth of a pandemic, and as it's spreading, sort of like, I didn't really want to spread that sort of doom and gloom. Nowadays, I suppose it's much more, people are much more apathetic, or much more, you know, it is how it is sort of situation. So, you know, I'm talking about it, it feels a lot more fine. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was going to say. I mean, I feel like if I was streaming, which, you know, it's going to happen eventually, I say, but, you know, it still hasn't happened yet. I forgot what I was going to say. If you're streaming, then, you know, you kind of have to talk about it, because people will probably ask you or whatever in like a live chat. But it's a luxury I have when I do these pre-recorded episodes. I get to pick and choose exactly what I talk about. But yeah, I suppose now is more relevant than ever that I to actually talk about, you know, COVID and that sort of thing. There's not really much to say. I'm not a biologist. I'm not a disease pathologist. That's the word. So I'm not really an expert in that sort of thing. I only have like a basic understanding of like viruses and stuff in the first place. I don't even know how necessarily COVID works or whatever. But, you know, I suppose just I guess it's now, and, you know, people can share about their own experiences and that sort of thing. You know, how do you feel? Do you feel okay? Do you feel bad or whatever? As I understand it, the cough lasts for quite a long time. I'm not really worried about that, because I have quite a persistent cough in the first place. I just kind of like want my throat to stop hurting. It doesn't hurt as much now, but It still sometimes hurts when I swallow, which kind of sucks. But, you know, so be it. It is just, you know, it's just basically a worse flu. Considerably worse flu than normal. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, I'm thankful for modern medicine and vaccinations for basically allowing me to fight it off as well as I have internally within my body, biologically is what I meant to say, and weirdly combine them. Despite that there was no T in biology, so I don't know how I did that. Yeah, yeah, I don't really have much else to add to that sort of thing. You know, please do get vaccinated if you haven't already. You probably have by this point, and if you haven't by this point, then I'm just sort of like, why? I like to think of people who watch my videos are probably the type to get vaccinated because, you know, they like to follow my own sort of sensibilities of logical reasoning and deduction. But, you know, if you don't, then I mean, I don't really know, and I'm not gonna like, I can't really like force you or anything. I guess I'll just sort of be kind of disappointed in you. So, not much else to do about that. Oh wait, today was yesterday was Sunday. Okay, I was looking at my YouTube uploaded videos and being like, why are there 2 Animal Crossing videos in a row? And I was like, oh yeah, okay. Excuse me, I muted and had some water, and I think I need to cough again. Oh my god. Certainly, these coughs are worse than my normal cough. Not sound-wise necessarily, but it's a lot more painful. It feels like my normal cough. I would describe it as basically, you know, like, I don't know. It feels like a dull cough, you know, a dull. I'd say it's more like an intense clearing of throat is probably how I describe a sensation. But these coughs, you know, these COVID coughs feels a lot more sharp. And that's probably because my throat, the lining of my throat is probably so worn away or whatever, and, you know, exposing the lining underneath, which is not hard enough yet to actually, you know, work as my esophagus, it actually kind of hurts. But, you know, so be it. If you want, you know, if you share your condolences and the comments, I probably will not read it for like a week, but, you know, thank you for your thoughts, is what I say. But don't worry, I'm totally fine. I'm just sort of vibing. It's just my voice. It's mainly my voice is the biggest change. Where I sound, I'm basically talking down half an octave. Like my entire pitch has shifted down half an octave. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe I should take advantage and sing different songs. Burn, 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 the burning room of fire. Okay, I still can't get that though, but the ring of fire. Probably shouldn't do it. You probably shouldn't sing with sore throat. I don't actually necessarily know if it's bad for you. I just kind of assumed it is. But yeah, that's why these episodes, of course, have been 20 minutes long. I don't know. People have probably noticed about something. C'est la vie. And yeah, hopefully I'll recover swiftly and it will be okay. And yeah, other than that, I'm feeling fine. If you're sick with COVID, if you've been sick with COVID, well, okay. If you are sick with COVID, I hope you recover quickly. If you've been sick with COVID, hope it was okay and it wasn't too bad. And if it was, that you recovered. So I'm going to round off this episode here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Any likes, comments, subscription, shares are greatly appreciated. Join my Dear Darling Discord, follow me on Twitter down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now, it's a farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.